have you seen any of the rumors about Fantastic Four or the X-Men?
I did, and they're slowly bringing them in. Like it's like, how? Okay, even with Miss Marvel, they did that.
Right, and I
They made
know
her a mutant.
supposedly, yeah, my friend freaked out about that. I was like, I love the X-Men, but I couldn't give a crap less about Miss Marvel. Like,
Yeah, it's interesting how
I
they're
don't
doing
know.
it and what they're doing. I feel like the Fantastic Four are going to be called mutants because that's what they're leaning towards, you know.
Yeah,
And the casting will either make or break that movie.
yeah. Supposedly, like the rumors I've heard is that they want to make I'm blanking on his name now. He was in The Last of Us, and he's the
Oh,
Mandalorian.
Pedro Pascal. Yeah,
Yes, Pedro Pascal. How did I forget his name?
I don't mind him as Mr. Fantastic. You know,
Yeah, it's
it's
okay.
work off of his popularity right now. It'll work. You know.
I was I was just like texting with a friend like before. I was like, well, I know how Disney casting has went the last few years. I
Mm.
was like, and I was like making some jokes about it, whatever. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, I love Pedro Pascal, but it's like it's Mr. Hispanic instead of Mr. Fantastic. So, and then they were talking about there were rumors. They're like, well, they want to make the movie more focused around like the Invisible Woman being like the main character. I'm like, my God.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. That's what they're actually like. You can tell like they're leaning toward that. Like the Young Avengers is going to be female, which is okay and fine, but have your writers flesh out the
Yeah,
characters. You
right.
know.
But my thing is like Mr. Fantastic was always like he's the smartest man in the universe. Like they even announced John Krasinski's version is that in
Yeah,
spoilers for
people haven't seen
uh,
it yet.
yeah for Doctor Strange mom. But yeah, I was like, I wish they would bring back John Krasinski. He was perfect. Uh, but like, oh, we're gonna focus on the Invisible Woman. Like, all four characters are supposed to be equally important,
Right.
but he's like Mr. Fantastic is like sort of kind of the leader just because, like I said, he's the most intelligent man in the universe.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what way they go and the demographics of everything because that's it seems like that's more important to Disney than anything right now.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, story, whatever, but what are the demographics of the people in the film? Like,
Right.
who cares? Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about race swapping characters unless you can tell from a mile away that they did it on purpose just to be divisive or to start crap online.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, we race swapped this character, but if you mention it, we're gonna trash you online. Like, I don't care what the race is, as long as it's a good actor and you stick to the story,
Right.
and if it makes sense. Like
If
in
they follow
some,
the comics, fine. You know,
yeah,
we know Mr. Fantastic's father is Kang the Conqueror in the comics, but will that now trans into the movies with
hmm,
what's been happening? You know.
yeah, yeah, that you never know.
And with Marvel, Fantastic Four will either make or break it, and they're
Yeah,
banking on that. You can have Blade, you can have Deadpool 3, Avengers movie, but Fantastic Four is the one that's going to either make or break Marvel now, because it's been so much anticipated that I don't. If they if it fails, who knows what can save it? Even if they do Spider-Man 4, even that could even who knows what's going to happen with that.
if you fumble Fantastic Four and the X-Men and you can't manage to pump out money like from those films, just
Exactly.
pack it in.
Right.
You're done.
If I'll
And
be surprised if Fantastic Four doesn't break box office records the weekend it comes out, or maybe on par with like the first Avengers movie, 200 plus million. See what happens, and then they greenlight a sequel. But if they do, you have to have a good story. Don't kill anybody off in the first movie. Show Doctor Doom, have that be a good actress, or however they're going to do it, and then don't give us the end credit scene of him just showing up in the movie. It's like, yeah, we're going to keep him for the sequel. Don't, nah,
right.
you know.
And I actually like the original Fantastic Four.
Those
Um,
are fun
but
movies.
yeah, I didn't like the Silver Surfer one.
Oh yeah,
I liked the character of the Silver Surfer. Everything else about the movie I thought sucked. The
How
swapping,
Galactus was a big, huge cloud or something.
yeah.
Wait, what? He
To
eats
be honest,
planets.
to be honest with you, I didn't know until years later. I'm like, oh my god, that's like I don't know. I didn't put two and two together watching it the first time. I'm like, that's Galactus. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
They don't even think they mentioned his name in it at all.
no, that's why I
No.
didn't know. It took me a while, and I was like, and like you see his face in the cloud at one point,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. I saw it. I was like, is that? I was like, oh, they did that. And then Silver Surfer is trying to be the redemption character arc in the movie.
yeah.
It was not good.
Which I mean, like that part, it's like in the comics he does become a good guy. But and then you find out, yeah, Galactus was kind of forcing him to do his bidding and whatever. So I get that, but I don't know. The movie all around wasn't good. And then
Yeah.
that fan four stick there, with Michael B. Jordan, just that
Oh,
sucked.
yeah. I didn't watch the full movie, so I was like, nah, I'm not seeing that. It's just they tried it, but
It
uh,
doesn't get it doesn't get even semi interesting until like the last third, and just none of the characters. I'd say Mr. Fantastic. I like Miles Teller's Mr. Fantastic was okay.
yeah,
The rest of the casting, just you got this like skinny little dude being the Thing.
right,
Uh,
right.
Michael B. Jordan is like he's great, but he's not the Human Torch.
No,
I
it's
didn't
not.
feel it. And then they had to explain, like they had to take time out to explain to you why the Invisible Girl and the Human Torch are brother and sister, but
Oh,
one's
but
white, one's black.
yeah, with the adopted and yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, you literally had to take like it doesn't take much explaining, but it's like you had to take time out of the movie to let us know, oh, she's adopted. Like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. We didn't have to know that,
and
you
it's like,
know.
alrighty,
Yeah, and the writers' room's like, well, if we don't put this in, people are gonna get confused. It's just follow the story.
yeah, like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever, man. And it just Doctor Doom sucked. He was like a computer nerd, like incel kind of guy that.
Wasted character. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
It-
why do I feel, why am I supposed to be intimidated by him? Like, I don't know.
yeah.
I like the guy they got to play Doctor like he wasn't perfect, but the guy they got to play Doctor Doom, if they're going to go in that direction in the first two, I thought was okay.
Oh, he was fine. Yeah. I
But
mean, people didn't really give a crap because he just had the mask on, or who he
yeah,
was. You know.
I would like them to follow the comics a little bit more with
Hmm.
Marvel, like make him there again. They've got the fantasy country of Wakanda. Now they can
Hmm.
have the fantasy country of I'm blanking on where uh something Stovia. I forget where Doctor Doom's from.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that little area where he ends up becoming like the king and all that over there.
Right.
So
It can
I
work, and then make him like 7 feet tall or something. Like make him like towering over everyone and just be
yeah,
that
he's supposed to be
menacing.
huge.
Yeah, he is. He's like 7 feet tall, and people are like, "Nah, it's not accurate." I'm like, it's actually in the comics, it is accurate. It's,
Yeah,